Hello, it's Nutrition with Julie. My name's Julie. I'm the registered dietitian, and today's question comes from the audience. Take it away.
So a question we have from the audience today is, we understand that you did nutrition most of your life growing up and you were fascinated with nutrition, but what made you really start to go this route? We heard that you went to Bastyr College in Seattle, but why didn't you go to Harvard? Why didn't you go to somewhere overseas and everything with nutrition? What made you actually say, this is the point of I should do this? And the education route, what chose the route for you? Or what made you choose that route?
All right. Well, I've always been interested in nutrition just kind of from a young age. I can always remember my mom having like some of those different health magazines or fitness magazines kind of lying around. And I was always very active. I learned how to swim by the time I was like three years of age. I started swimming competitively by 6. So I've just always been active and kind of interested in healthy cooking and things. But my mom always had this book lying around. It was by Adele Davis, and she was a nutritionist pioneer of kind of the 60s and 70s. And I've looked back and I've actually read it a couple times, and some of the nutrition information has changed. But I don't know where I can say it got ingrained. I just kind of always had that background. And once I was able to kind of start cooking and kind of learn about foods, I was always in the kitchen. My sister and myself just kind of taking over and kind of planning menus. And when I first graduated high school, I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to do, so I just went to office admin. I did that. I got my degree in office administration and kind of worked at this place as an executive administrative assistant for several years and kind of did a year or two in marketing. And then I really was like, I don't think I want to do this for the rest of my life. And that's where I just started researching nutrition. And there were a couple schools on the East Coast, and then kind of when I was growing up, there wasn't a whole lot of I guess I didn't even really know that there was schools out there for nutrition. So it kind of was just on the back burner, but finally when I got serious about it, I came across a website for Bastyr University, and that's just through, Googling different things. And it was the first time that I was reading like what classes were offered in the class description. And I can say that it was the first time that I got excited about nutrition, that I was excited about school. I was like, wow, these classes sound amazing. And at that time, I just decided that to, quit my job full time, and I started working part time in a health food store. So kind of even learning more nutrition at that health food store and learning more about supplements and things of that nature, which only just kicked my, interest into nutrition even more. And then finally, just the day to be accepted at Bastyr. And I'm actually incredibly happy that I chose Bastyr as my education versus some of the other schools or doing an online program, because it was extremely hands-on. So like I said, we didn't just talk about foods, we cooked foods in our classes, we used foods right from the garden. And I'm a big component of following, healthy nutrition to kind of support my lifestyle, whether it's my physical activity or just in general. As most people know me, I thrive on veggies. They're like my favorite food, and so I make sure I get tons of them in throughout the day. Yeah.
That's great. Now, a follow-up question is, was there these classes that you're taking at Bastyr, when you got there and you started taking these classes, was there any classes that you didn't even know existed that you're so thankful that they had that and it's helped you today because that class was there?
Absolutely. I mean, the classes on micro and macronutrients, so we took every macronutrient, carbohydrates, protein, fats, and just broke them all down. The micronutrients, we talked about every single vitamin, mineral, whether it was iron, vitamin K, vitamin D, and we just did everything from the food sources it contained, from the entire digestive processing in your body, what were different disease states if you had too much of that vitamin, too little. Other classes, biochemistry, phenomenal class. I mean, that's where I always found this one the most interesting, because growing up, my mom would always have nutritional yeast, or brewer's yeast rather, in orange juice. And she would always just say, it's my B vitamins, it's good for energy. So I heard that all the time growing up. And when I actually took this class, I was actually able to learn why B vitamins support our energy. So yeah, that class was extremely eye-opening.
And last question talks about you at Bastyr, and you said you have a master's degree. Did you minor in anything, or was it just a major and you took the major, then once you graduated, you got your internship? And that's all it was?
Yes. So actually, I started at Bastyr in the exercise science program. And then I was thinking of doing that and then doing my master's in nutrition. But at that time, I didn't know that I would be able to do the dietetic program, which is to get your registered dietitian. So kind of in the beginning of exercise science, I switched over to nutrition. But then, lo and behold, I ended up staying and doing my master's in nutrition as well. So thinking back, I could have stayed in exercise science as my undergrad and did master's in nutrition as my master's. But either way, so I kind of got double experience on nutrition. But because some of the classes with my master's degree, I was able to take a lot of electives. So I learned about infusing your own teas and infusing your own vinegars and infusing your own honeys and making your own homemade lip balm or lotions that wouldn't have any of those chemicals. So I was kind of lucky that I was able to kind of get those extra couple of years at Bastyr's and take advantage of all those great classes they had. Yeah. So that concludes our topic for today, but if you have any questions about my background or just any questions in nutrition in general, please just leave a comment below and we'll be happy to address those for you. Also, you can email us. So it's nutritionwithjulie@gmail.com. Thank you.